Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Good morning. How you all doing? Yes, I hope you all are doing well. Yeah, I have my mic on. Let me make sure everything's pressed in. Yes, good morning. It's always good to do these morning videos. Yes, good morning. Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and it is June 21st, 2023, and happy first day of summer. Did I accidentally put in the description spring? I might have done that. Good morning. Yes, yes, my people, my little friends out there in YouTube land. Good morning. Yes, happy first day of summer. I think I said spring. Did I say springtime? I guess I didn't want to leave spring. I love spring. But yes, happy first day of summer. Summer of 2023. Yes, thank you for the thumbs up. Yes, it's always good to come on this beautiful day. Yes, I'm still at home. I didn't go out early this morning. I was a little tired. Yes, I was tired last night. I went to bed early. I climbed into bed around 8 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I've been trying to get more rest. Some of you know that earlier this year, some of my test results was problematic, very problematic. And I said I have to take some definitive steps out there. And yeah, your health is your responsibility. Yeah, your own responsibility. And I said I better take on some responsibility. Yes. Someone to talk a little about that and, to welcome the first day of summer out there. Beautiful, beautiful summer. Yeah, right now in New York City, where I live, it is oh, about 61 degrees. It'll be in the 60s and 70s today. And they say it's a 10% chance of rain right now. Yeah, it looks, the clouds look very full up there. But it's all good. Yeah, today's the first day of summer. I love these seasons. This year is going so fast. Is it just my imagination? Or is it really, really going strong out there? Yeah, this year is going very fast. And yeah, I still live here in New York City. And I would say, like, many of you know that I was going to move last year in October of 2022. Um, I'm trying to really psych myself to want to stay here. I mean, there are a lot of good things that are here. Um, there are a little bit more police now in the neighborhood, and I go to visit family, and they've been having some police out there. So I'm happy about that. It's putting me a little bit more at ease because I wanted to flee real quick. If the social atmosphere was getting kind of crazy. We still have the loony bins out there, but there is a little bit more police presence. Um, and the people in the street, outside of those Cocoa Puffs, um, the people, people want to have a good time. People want to socialize and all that good stuff. So um, it's putting me more at ease. So I'm glad about that. So let's see what else now, what's going on. Yes, happy summer, first day of summer. What are you guys going to do this summer, the first day of summer? Are you going to be doing something special? Are you going to wear something special? What are you going to do this first day of summer? Summer in New York, or maybe you're already in one of the southern states where it's really, probably really hot, really, really hot. Yeah, let me know in the comment section what your plans are this first day of summer. Um, I probably I'll probably go out. Yeah, I want, my babies didn't go out today. They're right by my feet. Let me show you them. That's Lily, little Lilac, and Labby Boy. Yes. Yes, we're all just chilling out right now. I think I'll probably go out. I'm not sure yet. So, let me talk to you about yesterday. Yes, I had a doctor's appointment. I have a new primary care physician, and I it was a good visit. The lady, I have a female doctor. She looks like half East Asian and half Caucasian. She has that what you call that Amerasian look. But she was very nice. She was very kind to me. Um, I went to this facility, this neighborhood clinic. I think you call it a health clinic. Um, it's one of those places that they may have a sliding scale. I have new health insurance. Yeah, I have new health insurance, and I um, yeah. I'm very grateful. So I was telling someone about certain health concerns. You know, I want to get a new doctor. Blah 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 about health insurance. And they said, "Hey, check out this, check out this thing here." And I did, and I qualified, and so I got the health insurance, and so this is the second time I'm using it, and you have to like look. You go through this list, and you initially they assign you a doctor, but you can change it. You know, it's just on the computer. You know, they automatically set you with the doctor, and then you can change it. And so that's what I did, and I'm glad I chose her. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, this clinic is near my house, and I walk past. I used to walk past it a lot. This particular street in the city, and very questionable. And so I was concerned that on the list of doctors available that accept my insurance, um, whether I want to go there because it's just the vibe. I mean, it's new. It's a new place, relatively new, but it's it's Kate. I don't know. I got to be more straightforward. It's just the vibe that it gives with this woke generation. And my instincts were correct. But the doctor that I got, the primary care physician, seems like a cool doctor, a female, very, very nice. I like her. Um, when I went inside, everything's new, and everybody's from somewhere else. Um, um, English is like the second language there. It's not. It doesn't seem like the primary language. So it's catering to new people in the country. Um, what else? Yeah, the outside of the clinic, the health clinic, um, they have these two guys. One facing, it's a poster. One facing you, and one is the back of somebody. And they're two males, two black people, one lighter skinned than the other, and they are reaching out to the alphabet soup community, and they're promoting this medication, and they're encouraging people And even though this neighborhood does not have a lot of American blacks per se, but yet they still have the poster of black people, black men, of the alphabet soup kind type of poster. And I always thought that the poster was very problematic because when it's put in an atmosphere in the neighborhood that that's what the neighborhood is about. You have a lot of young people, lot of families, a lot of people just starting out. You have, at least with the high-rise buildings, the young upcoming. Back in the day, you would call them yuppies, young upward mobile people. Yeah, they're engineers, uh, scientists types. Yeah, but young professionals. But they don't show them. They're not targeting that demographics. And so I think it does matter when someone shows has a poster and they're sending out a message. You set the tone for the whole neighborhood. And if you're setting the tone that take this type of medication so you could, it's they make you think that if you take this prophylactic, you won't get HIV, and that's the message. And so it gives you a false sense of security that hey, you could just do your thing, do what you want to do with your body. Oh, and we got these meds, so you can do that. And I talked about it before, or things like it. Yeah, and that I don't like. So I was hesitant to want to have a physician there because the edge that I felt. And you have like a bench across from the facility, so you can sit out there, I guess, wait for your appointment, whatever. But it just creates a feel of loitering. That's just my feel. Um, or, problematic people with um, maybe want to get um, their not morphine. What do you call it? That what is that? Is it morphine that like in lieu of getting, like let's say you're a heroin addict, that you do that other that you get those shots from the clinic. So it's the withdrawal system. That's what it reminds me of. Right there, so you just sit there and hang out, whatever. And I don't like that feel. I mean, everything's kept up. It's a clean bench that people can sit on. But that's the feel that it presents to, that I feel. But yes, I had my first appointment there, and it was quiet. I mean, it's relatively quiet. Um, I want to talk about what the forms were like. Yes. Um, now I had a doctor's appointment. What was that? Yeah, a cardiologist just a couple of months ago. The dentist's office. No, was it dentist? I forget. It was two other places. And but this one had the very interesting data collection. Just my thought, my vibes about the place was accurate. See, go, your instinct, trust your instincts, people. Trust your instinct. You have them for a reason, okay? So I had to fill out a form. So I made sure I left to go there early because I know if you're like a first-time person, first time coming to a facility, medical place, you usually have paperwork and they want to know your health history, things like that. Now, but this form asked, demographics. I don't like doing demographics, like what's your race, what country you're from, are you a member of the Hispanic community, what else? Just things that, what language, what's your primary language, demographics. And I basically don't like writing these things, answering them, because I mean, some things it is necessary. It might seem necessary, you know, um, but anybody could get any disease. You know, it doesn't ask you like who's Semitic, who's Arab. It asks you certain. You know what I'm saying. If you're going to ask about people's ethnicity, you know, they go all the way with it. But it's like they select who they want to select to get their demographics. And these are usually groups that um, are targeted. So so that's why I don't like it. Yeah, they ask you also, uh, what do you consider yourself? Um, are you homosexual, heterosexual, um, and pronouns? What pronoun are you? Do you want to be addressed as a him, he, or she, her, or they? Oh, all these. What is this? What is this, people? All this alphabet soup type of questions. And what that has to do with going to seeing a physician. I didn't like it because it's Kate. It's like in my opinion. Yeah, thank you for the thumbs up. In my opinion, it's just lowering your the society to give that type of attention. I might he she, uh, they them stupid. In my opinion, it just seems very, very stupid. You're there, the doctor. It's about biology. Ask about biology. You know, but it's like they want to get in your business. Yeah, and so when I did see the doctor, I didn't have to wait too long. Um, oh, okay, I have a okay. Okay, I call you Dollar, Mad Dollar. Okay, this person says, when I was a kid, my grandmother would say, she is the cat's mother, which meant that you used people's names. It was rude to use pronouns and, well, basically dumb. That is funny. Oh, okay, from Down Under. Yes, good morning. Yeah, sorry, I had moved the camera because I had to read the message. Yeah. Okay, Dallas says, so you wouldn't say that she did this or didn't do that. Yeah, you said name. Yeah, because you have to write. Yes, you write down your name. My name is so and so. Yeah, thank you for sharing that from Down Under. Yes, it's absolutely. I mean, it just went on and on. It was two sections of that. Yeah, one section of the pronouns, a whole list of different pronouns. I wouldn't want my doctor to refer me to they, theirs. What is it? Their name. My name is so and so, Miss so and so. Mrs. So and so. See, they're giving them too much attention and making them seem more important. But where does it lead you to the end? In the end, where does it lead you to? You either, I think it is important at times to know your gender, whether you're male or female, because whether you're male or female, oh, doctor, well, you won't have a uterus if you're a guy. Let's say you have bad cramps, okay? Oh, they're not going to ask you when was your last period if you're a guy. So some things it's important to know. Let's say you were having a miscarriage. They're not going to ask the guy, "Are you having a miscarriage?" You want them to know. Hey, I'm a female. Or someone could say, "Well, I'm a female, but I had this sex change operation, something that will be relevant because maybe you had post-surgery ailments or infections. So that would be important to know that you had an operation and they did all this or that to you. So no problem asking things like that. But see, they're pushing the agenda. They are pushing this lifestyle thing. Again, your lifestyle is your business. Your lifestyle, what you do, what you like, who you associate with is your business. Oh, yeah, they were also asking drug use, um, are you suicidal? What else? Smoking, drinking. I'm, in general, I'm not asked those questions in general. Now, something like I am a veteran, and the, sometimes with the veterans, when you see a doctor, the nurse might ask, "Are you?" They did ask once in a while about smoking. Do you have a? Do you think you're going to harm yourself? I mean, but it's like, wow, do I look like I want to harm myself? I mean, it's really like, wow, what's going on here? And if the veterans, when I used to go to the VA hospital for medical care, why are these veterans feeling like they want to hurt themselves? What are you doing to these military people? You know what they're doing to these people? Harassing them. You know how you harass veterans or military? You promise them something and then you don't do it. You don't follow what you promised. That's a big way. That's a big way to piss someone off. The benefits. And I would say that's what angers us. And also what the problem with the veterans, that the transition period. There, there should be a buffer, a buffer time for them to be readjusted into civilian life. Yeah, when I got out of the military, I immediately was looking for work. Day one, when I arrived that morning, that following morning, I was out there trying to find work. Yeah, yeah, I was to relocate to a different area, but someone, some family members wanted to see me, and um, I said, okay. Some things are hard to say no at the time. Um, so I was there for a bit, and then I left after about 5 months. But yes, it is the transition period of military life to civilian life could be very tricky, and especially if you're from the United States and you're a person of um, black black or slash African American ancestry, because the social environment that many of us come from, um, it's there are no jobs, and some of us, um, we may have had associate with people who were kind of problematic, bad habits, and you left to start a new life, you know. Now, I noticed some people in the military, the, I would say more of the Caucasians or slash whites, that white military, when they finish the military, many times they stay in the area where they served. Like a lot of the guys, like the Philippines, places like that, they love it there, and so they many of them open up like a bar. They play country music. Yeah, so a lot of these places overseas where the military goes, they have an American place established for the military to just chill out at. Many of them are, like country bar. They play country music. They got the booze and everything, and they just chill out there, you know. Um, but I've seen some videos that you have some blacks that like the Asia, and they have a place there, and they just live really, really low key. That can happen. I don't hear that as much, to be honest. But you do have that. But it's that period, but the bulk of us return back home into the environment that you left. And they don't really have places for you to go. There should be a place where every veteran, like to have that option. See, if you really love your own, and if those service people, male or female, serviced honorably, there should be a place for them to live in, at least a buffer zone for them to establish residence, because see, it's a very hairy, very delicate uh, thing that could happen. They fall into homelessness, and with that, drug abuse. Well, you want to avoid that, and so you should have you should have it. You should have some type of facility. Let's say they don't that their house, like let's say 2 months before they're signed, to the last day in the military, a questionnaire. Hey, do you have a safe place to live? Or would you like an option? We'll set aside an apartment unit for you, and some provision, something, even a food, what do you call it? A care packet, like a um, thing for their that will pay their rent and food, just temporarily, like just a 3 month window period for them to just get reacclimated, and yeah, in the when you come out the military, you could also uh, go to the Department of Labor, and they have a veterans counselor. So and it's separate. It's a separate unit for the veteran, and they can go there, say, "Hey, I'm just got out, I'm looking for work, blah blah blah," and have the jobs that are priority for the veteran. You don't want those who served you proudly to live like a destitute child. You don't want that. Yeah, I did write a letter. Yes, I did. Spirit Journey. She used to write those letters. Yes, I used to write. Yeah, I was being proactive. It was a couple of years ago, and I wrote to our president. Number 45. Yes, I did. I wrote him certain concerns about veterans. I did. Um, I wish something were done, though. I mean, I think it was hard for number 45 to really implement changes because he was under attack, in my opinion. I know many people don't like number 45. He could be problem, have a colorful personality, but I think if he had more freedoms to be able to address the needs of the veteran. Well, he did implement, if, see, a lot of the veterans are mistreated at the VA hospital. Yes, and I've seen it. And I was mistreated. I'm a very laid back person there, and I'm a female. It's hardly any females there at the VA hospital. It's overwhelmingly men, and I've been going there to that location for over 20 years. On and off for 20 years. And I'm usually the only female veteran there. And any females that you see there, they're usually accompanying their husbands. Okay. So, yes, I wrote a letter and I wrote possible solutions, what could be done. Yes, I did. I did. I did that. And I've done other things. I wrote letters to my Congress, we got the congressperson, the other local person in government. I forget what you call them. Like the different levels in government. There's like your senator, your congressman, or whatever, congresswoman, um, um, and then that local government layer. Yeah, I've written them typed letter, giving the problem and the possible solution. Yeah. See, they might say, "Oh, well, we don't know what to do." So I told you what you can do to try to resolve the issue. Yeah, I've done that. I faxed I faxed it to them, I emailed to them, I mailed to them this particular problem. I called. I did all those things. And they never responded. Never. And I think that's another reason why a lot of people just don't do anything. See, the politics here in New York City, it's highly corrupt. It is highly nepotism, who heavily. And everybody's doing somebody a sexual favor. I'm being honest. I'm calling it out like it is. This is the atmosphere of New York. So nothing gets done because you're not sucking somebody, in my opinion. In my opinion. And right now it's real chaos. You have tons of people, black men in particular, on the street. And some of the black women look cuckoo. It's so embarrassing because that's all you see. And you start to feel paranoid when a black person, male or female, approaches you, an urbanite approaches you, because you don't know whether they're going to get cuckoo on you. I'm being real. And so I have to be, because I am a black person, I have to be careful how I dress. Yeah, if you dress too unisex, urbanite, um, you could be mistaken for a street person. So, but what does work well in a place like New York City, if you're a black person or a mixed race black person, so that demographics, please be careful how you dress. Because see, you want to be held, yeah, it's a certain air. Do not dress in low energy clothing. But sometimes I like to dress low energy because I like to just feel free. I don't want to feel like, oh, my clothes got dirty, whatever. It's something that if it gets a little dirty, you sit on something, maybe it's a little dirty or dusty, you don't have to really, you're not really that concerned. But if you are of that demographics and you're one of those heavy set ones, well, God forbid, you better be more conscious in how you dress. Yeah, and I'm saying this to myself too, because people could be afraid. Some of us dress in ways that uh, I could get scared, and maybe I'm scaring them too. I'm being honest. See, if I don't say certain things, how is a perception? I think I'm a good person. I care about others, but they don't know who I am generally. So basically, what I do, I want people to know in my neighborhood where I've been for the past 20 plus years. I say hello to the doormen, the people, when I'm walking with my doggies with the stroller, I say hello to people. Some of the, what do you call it, the food vendors, I say, hey, good morning. I want them to know my face, to associate my face being a pleasant person, being a happy person, someone who lives in the neighborhood. I live here. I'm friendly. Yes, I am a pet owner. You want them to feel that they understand you. You're not just someone on the street. You don't want that. And now, you have in my immediate area, you go like a 5 block radius, a new demographic, a very strong presence of immigrants. So they knew. And let's say there's a trouble. They may not want to help you because you're not from their group. And this is a reality. It's a strong reality. So I want people to know, hey, I'm a local girl. I live here. I'm friendly. I have pets. I buy in my neighborhood. Yeah, buy. Yeah, try to buy in your neighborhood. Yeah, yeah. You want them to make you. People are more. I feel people are more apt to assist you if you're in danger or if you get hurt, you trip and fall. People more apt. If you're a so-called local girl, oh, yeah, we know that lady. Yeah, she's the friendly lady. You know what I'm saying. But when we wear certain clothing, are you one of those homeless people? I'm being real. Some of us wear these unisex type of clothes. It could be a little baggy. Um, do you look tired? Do you look like a hundred? God forbid. And I used to have a shopping cart. Well, shopping carts are also a symbol of homelessness in New York City. They have all these bags and stuff, and so I do have a shopping cart, and I get my groceries. Sometimes I load up on groceries. But certain things might be associated with a low social economic. So, but if by chance you do have that, make sure it's clean, make sure, just kind of have a light feel to yourself, that like you're up, you're active. A lot of the homeless, they kind of walk slow, and they look sad. You don't want that energy. You don't want that, people. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just something that I noted. Yeah, make have you here. You just try to look what you call neat and presentable and feminine. Nothing that works well for uh, uh, blacks, black women. Wear sundresses, feminine clothing. Yeah, even the cops say hello to you. Oh yes. Yeah, I used to wear these sundresses, these pretty feminine sundresses. What we call maxi dresses. Maxi dresses, they go all the way down to the feet. Yeah, I find that works beautifully. Sundresses, very feminine look. That goes very well in New York City if you're a black person. Yes, a person of color. Yeah, dress very feminine. The guys like feminine women because you have a lot of aggressive looking women. Don't look aggressive. I mean, see, that could be protective also if it's late at night or something to look kind of aggressive. Yeah, I see that some of us walk kind of aggressive because we're afraid. We don't want to be attacked. Yeah, but does it help us all the time? Yeah, I only go out in the daytime. I only go out in the daytime. So, um, yeah, if I go out, I want to reach home uh, right at, if I'm to stay out late, I try to get back, before dusk. It could start getting a little dark. That's okay, because tons of people out there. So if it's like 6, 7 o'clock, that's okay. But I get home. I like to be in my house when it's dark. So yeah, dressing very feminine, wearing light, pastels work well for um, black women. Feminine. Um, yeah, so I would say that's something that could help. But sometimes I don't want to dress very feminine. Sometimes I like wearing like dungarees, jeans and sneakers. I mean, some people just know how to throw their outfits together. It's the general feel, I would say, the general look. Do you look like someone who's down and out? If you look down and out, uh, reconsider what you wear. Reconsider, okay? So yeah, going back to what I was talking about about the clinic I went to. It's like a health clinic. It's fully staffed with different types of doctors there, but it has an edge to it of, I mean, it's a new facility, and it turns out that it's I think government sponsored or funded. Yeah, it's funded, and they want as much info on you, and they want the other thing was that there was this paperwork we had to fill out. I couldn't really understand it. They were saying, "Oh, could we share your data with such and such?" It's all this stuff about sharing. This. I said no. I feel like some of these they want to just get in your business. They want to know everything about you, but it's not for your benefit. It's for their benefit. The institution, the people who manage it, all that. It's just a bad feel. Um, but yeah, so that's where I went yesterday. I had the first time at that clinic. Yeah, but in the immediate area. I mean, there are hospitals. There are hospitals, um, but they're like, um, I guess because the demographic is changing, uh, more homelessness. They're setting up these clinics. Oh, they also have urgent care. Urgent care, that seems, they're all over urgent care. Does your neighborhood have what's called urgent care? Urgent care. That at the time of the pandemic, as I call it, these things, but even before it, they popped up. Yes, see, I realized that pandemic, in my opinion, based on information, that it was already setting up. They were already preparing for it because before that thing came, they set up those urgent care centers. It was already established. And then, boom, the following year, that thing happened. And people flocked over to these things. They would be, now these cater to young white folks, young white male and female. And they'll wait on a long ass line in the dead of winter. where they can get sick while waiting outside on a long line to be seen. Yeah, you could have just walked in. You had to wait on a long line outside, probably getting pneumonia, waiting out there. Yeah, there's nothing to protect them from the elements. And they all looked sad. All looked, yeah. These, this neighborhood it seems to cater to these beta males. These beta males, they look like wimpy burgers. It looks like they get a splinter in their finger that they're gonna cry, cry, cry. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. And young female, young Karen types, and they wait on these long lines. Yeah, I went in one before. Oh, what was that now? I know I went in one because I had to get tested for something. Yeah, generally those places, the urgent cares, are to check out if you have the COVID 19. The COVID 19. That's what it's. That's why they were set up. They go to that, and then Hispanics go to the clinic, the health clinic, like the one that I went to yesterday. Yeah, that's who it's really catering to. We have also, as I mentioned before, the hotels that are housing the illegals or the people who want to, what do you call asylum seekers. And we know over 90% of the asylum, so-called asylum seekers, they never go to their hearing because when they do let them in, they get a hearing date, but they never come to the hearing. So much for asylum seekers. See, that's how I know that a lot of it is all BS. It's all a cover. It's to get them in, keep them in, and utilizing our resources for some reason. And they flock to these health clinics because you cannot turn them away because it's government, I think it's government sponsored. Yeah, they can go to the local hospitals, government owned hospitals. They're around, but they set up this for the homeless, the druggies, the gays, um, all people who are at health risk for these diseases. Yeah, you know, see, people don't talk about. See, again, your body is your body. It's your responsibility, and it's for your health. But see, certain behaviors. My concern is about behaviors. And certain behaviors attract certain types of diseases. You already have a system here that's plagued with these diseases. They didn't go away. I remember the 1980s, and that disease was very, dying from that disease was very prominent. And then it reaches peak in the 90s, 1990s. But now they don't really talk about it, but they are pushing these drug cocktails and giving you a sense of uh, assurance or protection. And they're also targeting black women in these ads too. So black women are the only ones at risk of that particular disease. See what's happening and what they don't want it to really tell you. The reason that at the millennial, um, the first 10 years of the millennium, there was a large increase of black women, straight black women. We were the highest group of getting that particular disease. We were the highest. Why? Why was this? Why would a straight woman have that particular disease that's associated with a particular lifestyle, sexual lifestyle? Well, I tell you why. Because a lot of the guys that the women were involved with sexually had a double life. And they would play the game outside of their relationship with their woman and lead a double life. And the women were getting infected. They call it the down low. That they're on the down low. The men, not the women. The women, the men are on the down low. That's the slang term. I learned that slang term. I didn't always know it, but I know it now. That's what was happening. But so now they have this drug that, oh, conveniently, it's just for you ladies. It's just for you. Yeah, they don't have like a series of different type of women like a white, black, Hispanic, Asian. No, just black women pushing this particular drug cocktail for you to partake in. Yeah, I would say people, black people in particular, be very careful of anybody pushing a particular medication to your demographic or only. Because it could, my concern, remember the Tuskegee experiment that happened. They targeted a specific southern black rural area and infected the men with syphilis and who knows what else. And that experiment went on from the 1930s during the Nazi era all the way to 1970s. So you do the math how long that was. Isn't that a type of holocaust on a people? Isn't it? Okay? You're giving them something to kill them. Eventually it would kill them. So how come those people didn't get reparations in Tuskegee? I think Tuskegee is what was that? What state is that? Is that Tennessee or Alabama? Please let me know. My geography could be a little better there, but it's one of those southern states. Anybody know where Tuskegee is? If you know what state that is in, please let me know in the comment section. In the chat room. Each one teach one. So yes, uh, I remember hearing of the Tuskegee experiments, and so do you think these Nazis? Well, I'm not supposed to be saying that word, but either way, you know what I'm saying. Do you think that that behavior stopped? That they stopped doing experiments on certain demographics, or they're hiding it, or they're hiding it with those new drug cocktails, so that to give you a false sense of protection to live a very, I'm going to use the word promiscuous lifestyle. Yeah, thank you, Dala. Down under. Thank you. I saw those dollar signs there. Yeah, dollars, dollars, dollars. It's all about dollars, and they're making money off of you. See, they don't need you to be in chains anymore. We just market you in a different way. They're making more money now off of you than during the colonial periods. Yeah. Yeah, you got to wake up. Yeah, yeah, New York City has sold itself out. The people that that work in government. You do have a lot of blacks that work in local government, local agencies. A lot. Most of the blacks that work here in New York City work for the city, what you call the city. They work for transit. They work. Where else? Yeah, transit is the biggest employer. Um, and I guess other local areas, local places. Yeah, not a lot of us are in private sector. Yeah, most blacks work for the city. the private industry didn't want to hire a lot of blacks, but the blacks that seemed to work in the, people, uh, newer generations, yeah, the people from the Caribbean like myself, um, newer immigrants. Yeah, but those, there for a long time, generationally here for a very long time, they seem to work for the city because they tell each other, hey, people work where their friends work, Um, they know how the system works, and either they're gonna love you or hate you. So hey, buddy say, hey, I got a job at such and such. Hey, you should put in an application. And so I think by word of mouth. Myself, because I'm more of a loner, and I'm from a newer generation from of my grandparents from the Caribbean. I mean, very Americanized, but I didn't. There is a different outlook, in my opinion, in my experience. People from, let's say, the South versus people from other parts of the world who live in these big cities, a slightly different outlook. And at least with me, I always felt that there was a wall between me and society, um, based on race. And, and I always felt that I was just as important as those other people. And I purposely would apply for top jobs. Yes, I did. I did. See, if you don't try, you never will get. So you try. Yeah, that's and places, shopping places. I'm just as important to go in that shopping place. But you make sure you handle yourself. That you act accordingly. Don't act like a buffoon. Blend in. And that's what I did in the early 80s, yeah. And it worked for me. I got to see things. And some of us, from, many, many, many generations here, they're afraid. But if you don't try, you get the same outcome. You want something better, watch the game, see how it's played, and just follow along. But I would say now, what's really weird, um, I would say there's more racial profiling now than before in the 1980s. Yeah, I'm not racially profiled by white people here. A lot of the whites left New York City. And the ones that remained here, they're young people, very young, they're in their 20s, early 30s. Yeah, everybody else, they left. You don't see them. Everybody's much younger than me. Yeah, it's a young generation now in New York City. Yeah, the older ones, they're gone. They're gone. Yeah, my generation, they're, they're not here. You don't see them. You see the young folk, 20 somethings, early 30s. And yeah, so now the businesses that didn't have black people working in, they're in them now. And they racially profile. And they racially profiled me. Could you believe that? I'm a grown I'm 60 years old now. And during the pandemic thing, I was being racially profiled by people of color. It was fun. I thought, what? And this weird behavior. See, I also worked in security. Yeah, see, I'm not just talking out of my head. I've worked many occupations. Yeah. When you're someone like myself, you have to learn different things because the market is so volatile. And I had a hustle for work. I had to redo myself. I had to go and learn new skills. I did anything to try to get employment, gainful employed. So yes, I had gotten my certification as a licensed security guard. Yeah, that field is I would say the second biggest occupation of blacks, West Indians, and people like Puerto Ricans. Yeah, that they do the security guard work. And so I have had my license in it, so I know how it works. And so I had gone to one of the new malls, and this weird, this black security guard, a young man, like in his 30s, like early 30 type, late 20s, early 30s. And he did something that was extremely rude to me, to intimidate me. I had a stroller. Did I have my dogs in it? Yeah, I think I had my dog. Yeah, and I couldn't believe what he was doing. He did. Some of you may know. I don't know. Please tell me what this thing is about. Okay, I think the device that he had in his hand was for his ear. This the earbud. He walks up to me, and this is during the COVID 19, inches from me. Okay, so he's not following the 6 feet rule. Okay, so he comes inches from my body. And then he puts his hand to my face, and then like he's scanning me with this device in his hand. This little black thing in his hand, uh, going down my body vertically down my body, up front. And then I said, "Oh, you wanted to say something?" He says, "Nope." And then he huffs away and then puts that thing in his ear. What is that? I've never heard of this, never saw this behavior. I never, and I was in the industry. I was in the industry. And again, this is in my square mile radius. Yeah, this was just a couple of blocks away, like a half a mile away from me, from where I live. So I'm part of the, in the neighborhood. And I've been there before. What is that? And then I went to a different mall. It was a new one. And it was a Hispanic lady. She looked like she could have been Puerto Rican. And she does something with the hand thing too. Something in her hand. And she did not walk up to me, but she was, we were about, like I was passing her. And she did the thing. She reached her arm in my direction and scanned me like this thing in the hand. Not saying anything. What is this? Yeah, so I stopped going to that mall for a bit. I said, they're going to act stupid? Yeah. Yeah, when the guy did it the first time, I did a video about it. I said, how dare they do? Yeah, I was very offended. The bookstores, yeah, they're getting these young black security guards, male, and they're racially profiling me. And here, the 1980s, almost 40 years ago, 35, 40 plus years ago, I was never racially profiled by any white person or light-skinned Asian person. Never. But all of a sudden now, I'm being racially profiled by these black dudes and Hispanics. I don't understand it. I'm just reporting. I'm not trying to poo-poo. I'm just telling a fact of what happened to me. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to do a character assassination on an ethnic group or a racial group. I'm just telling my experience, what happened here in my hometown. I'm born and raised here. And when you're treated like you're I welcome people from all over the world. I've always been that way. I've always been that way. But I noticed that there's microaggressions that occur to a place that's happening in New York City. See, New York City it's changing in its demographics, the concentration of its demographics. It's changing rapidly. And so you get these microaggressions when a group starts to pick up momentum or dominance in a domain, they let you know in so many words that you're now considered an intruder and that this is someone else's territory. I'm just saying. That's what I'm noticing. And I know that it's going to get worse in some neighborhoods. Yeah, so I stay in areas that have a lot of everything, but it's still change. Like even in racially, culturally diverse areas, you're still going to have someone that's going to want to take domain over a region, and so you're going to see it revealed in some way. You feel it, you see it. So I feel now I better learn a second language. Yeah, I wanted to learn a second language for a while. I yeah, I did go about to learn a foreign language 11 years ago. Yeah, I had just completed my studies in school, my nutrition degree. It was a master's program. And my instructor, my professor at the time, before we graduated, she shared certain stories and the importance of, how you can market yourself in getting a job. And they mentioned, learning a language, learning another language, a language that's popular here. Okay, and I said, um, I want a job when I graduate. So and I had gotten some money at that time. So with the money that came in, I said, hey, I'm going to invest in myself, and I'm going to go get private lessons and learn a foreign language. And so that's what I did, folks. Yeah, I thought I was so smart. Yeah, I thought it was so smart, people. Yeah, this is what I did. I went to this very well-known language school for one-on-one teaching. Oops, sorry, my batteries are running low, so I have to hurry. Yeah, so a one-on-one tutoring in this foreign language. And I had maybe 3 sessions. And then it was the Christmas holidays. And after the holidays, yeah, they gave us our schedule, the instructor and myself, the schedule. Well, they gave both of us 2 different schedules. Hello, people. They gave us 2 different schedules. So when I reported to, go to my, my, my to see my instructor, um, what I didn't know, uh, well, she came, but she looked very angry, and she was just about to walk out. Like I startled her because I was at the right place at the right time. And then she starts yelling at me, where were you? You were. I didn't know what she was talking about. I said, no, I wasn't scheduled. And I showed her my schedule. Well, we had 2 different schedules. The French lady gave us 2 different schedules. And I think what happened, I think the French lady didn't like my instructor and wanted to sabotage. And I didn't like how here I'm paying several $1,000s cash for this. It's not no freebie. It's not some welfare check. I paid cash to go to this private, a very well-known school. Oh, I went into the management, and I told them what happened. I was how angry. Yeah, they were embarrassed. And I said, I'm paying to come here, and my instructor is getting huffy at me. She was going to walk right out. She didn't call me. She said, "Hey, we have a session." She didn't care. She came from another country, and I thought because she was a black person, that she would have some. Yeah, because she it was played up. When I went to the school, had the interview with them. The school, it was a black person, black man, very nice. He was very polished, uh, demeanor. He was like in his early 30s, and he said, "You'll be in good hands." And I felt he was talking in code, and I was very comforted by him. I thought it was going to be the best experience in my life. Well, that lady didn't feel the same way, and she didn't have a camaraderie for me, another black person, because she doesn't feel united. Skin folk does not mean kinfolk. And that was what I learned from that lesson with her. I said, I'm not going, so when the poo-poo hit the fan and we found out what happened, we were given two different schedules, and I believe it was done on purpose to harass the other lady and screw me over. Um, I didn't like the lady's response to me as a customer, paying customer. And she was horrible to me. Even when I explained, hey, they gave us two separate schedules. And I said to myself, when I went and met management, I said, I'm not going to stay here anymore. I want my money back. And yeah, they gave me the bulk of my money. I had to pay for the books. They said, because, you wrote in the book, okay, you have to buy that. But everything else, they gave me back my money. Yeah, I never been back later. I was so heartbroken. Yeah, it was one of those experiences. See, the school that I went to, the college I went to, didn't have a lot of black people. It was a very lonely, lonely experience. They had people from the Caribbean that was there, um, but it's just. I mean, I was polite with them, but I didn't feel a sense of family. It was a very lonely uh, and a very competitive spirit. And I was so relieved when I graduated. I hated that school. Yeah, I went to Brooklyn College for my master's program in nutrition. I hated it. I hated every minute of that school. And I remember the first day that I was to register at the school, before I even registered, I was going to walk right out because this person did something to me there. It was these microaggressions that happen to blacks there, and and in New York City. So so fast forward, the politics is intensifying, and I'm learning that skin folk aren't necessarily kinfolk. But I love my black community. I love us. I can It's like it's like a parent who has a child that's lost and lost in his ways or her ways, and you just want them to get it together. That's how I feel. But you have to develop yourself, and maybe I'll go back to the school. Who knows? Or I'll just self-tutor myself and learn the language. Yeah, it would be helpful for me if I'm going to stay here in New York. Um, I better learn a second language. It's getting like that, and it might make me feel better, make me feel like I'm more part of the new community here. Who knows? I want to keep positive. Yeah, put me in your prayers too. I need a prayer also, and positive vibes sent to me, and I want to love all people, all races and nationalities. That's important to me. I've always been that way, but it's just getting a little challenging right now. So yes, I went to the health clinic, and it has an edge to it, and it's catering to a particular demographics that has a high risk health risk. But yes, real quick, I almost forgot. Yeah, what I wanted to share with, yeah, my I got my blood pressure checked, and it's back to normal again. So maybe my getting more sleep may have been helping. Yeah, and I'm doing my keto diet, so I'm in a ketosis. Um, and trying to get more sleep. So yeah, my blood pressure is back to normal. Um, yeah, I was doing a little meditation at the clinic, before they did my blood pressure. So I'm very relieved about that. They did take a blood sample to see, my my fat lipid, my what do you call it, my cortisol and all that, my lipids and everything. Oh yeah, also what's required now that you have to get a HIV test. Yeah, it's that way. See, they know what they're doing, and they know who they cater to. So yeah, here I'm a 60-year-old, not involved with anybody, but yet they want me to take the HIV test. I said, go ahead. You know, see, it's that type of place. But again, I just want to be healthy. That's all what I'm about. Yeah, so no matter what situation you're in, try to keep a positive attitude. And yes, I say that to myself. I want to keep a positive attitude, but be realistic of what's going on. But stay positive. Hey, maybe I'll learn a second language, foreign language. And that's about it. Yeah, my batteries are about to go off. Thank you all for listening and writing. Oh, I know there's some wrote a message here. Yeah, the dollar sign. Yeah. Thank you so much for communicating, people. Peace, love, and joy. And happy summer's day, first day of summer. I think I accidentally said springtime. I meant to say summer. Happy first day of summer to all of you. Yes, thank you for the thumbs up. Happy, happy, happy summer, first summer's day. Have a fantastic summer. Get out there, enjoy, wear clothes that make you look good, feel comfortable. Drink your water now since it's summertime. Drink all your water. Stay hydrated. Your health is your priority. Love yourself and love your neighbor. Thank you again. Peace, love, and joy. Until next time soon, I hope. Bye bye.